Angelina at the fair. All winter, Angelina had been saving her pocket money for the wonderful day when the fair would come again. When she wasn't busy dancing, she would sit by her window and daydream about the big wheel and the roller coaster. She liked all the most exciting rides. At last, when all the snow had melted and the wind was soft and warm again, the May Day Fair arrived in town. Angelina's ballet class performed a maypole dance at school in celebration of spring, and Angelina almost flew around the maypole. She was so excited. All the parents watched and cheered. After the dance, Angelina was ready to go to the fair with her friends, but her parents stopped her. "You've forgotten that little cousin Henry's visiting today," said Angelina's father. "He will be very disappointed if he can't go to the fair with you." Angelina was furious. "I don't want to take Henry," she said. "I hate little boys." But Henry held out his hand just the same, and Angelina had to take him with her. The music from the fair was already floating across the fields, and Angelina's friends had gone ahead. She grabbed Henry's hand and dragged him along behind her, running as fast as she could. At the entrance to the fair was a stand of brightly coloured balloons. "Oh, look!" cried Henry. "Balloons!" But Angelina didn't pay any attention. "We're going on the big wheel," she said. The big wheel was huge, and Henry was frightened. But Angelina loved the feeling of flying up in the air, so they took 2 rides. Can you see them? Up they are, up, up, up. Oh, poor Henry looks a bit scared. When they got off, Henry felt sick, but he cheered up when he saw the merry-go-round. "Look," he said, "can we go on that?" "Not now," said Angelina. "We're going on the fast rides." She took poor Henry on the roller coaster. Henry shut his eyes and held on tightly as the little car zoomed up and down the tracks. Angelina loved it and wanted to go again, but Henry wasn't sure he wanted to take any more rides at all. Then Angelina saw the haunted house. "I'm sure you'll like this," she said, and pulled Henry inside. There's the gates, through the big mouth of the big cat. A big spider dangled just above their heads as they went in, and a skeleton jumped out and pointed right at them. When they bumped into a ghost, Angelina reached out to touch Henry, but he was gone. "Henry! Henry!" Angelina called, but there was no answer in the darkness. Angelina hurried back through the haunted house, trying to find him. She looked everywhere until she got tangled up in the spider and had to be rescued by the ticket seller. Angelina couldn't see Henry outside the haunted house either. She ran through the crowds looking for him. She ran past all the rides and all the games, but Henry was nowhere to be found. At last she was so worried and upset that she sat down by the entrance to the fair and began to cry. And there, watching the balloon man blow up the beautiful balloons, was Henry. Angelina was so relieved that she gave him a big hug and a kiss. "What's your favourite colour, Henry?" she asked. Henry chose a blue balloon. "What would you like to do now?" Angelina asked kindly. Henry said he'd like to go on the merry-go-round. So they went on 3 times, and they both loved it. Afterwards, they had a double chocolate ice cream and walked home slowly together. "I like fairs," said Henry, and Angelina smiled. "You can come with me any time," she said.